Welcome to Land the House. I'm Seth. Today I'm introducing you to the iScooter i10 Max. This scooter is an electric scooter and it is pretty fantastic. I've actually put over 30 miles on it in 2 days. So let me go ahead and do an unboxing of this and show you all the features. This scooter is well packaged. Simply pull it out of the box and remove some foam. The accessories included with the scooter includes a user manual. I'll take a look at that here in a moment. There's also a couple of tools. You've got 3 different sizes of Allen wrench. There is a flexible tube that allows you to easily fill up these tires. And then there is a little bag of hardware. It does have a water resistant zipper. I can open this up and I find the charger. And there also is a spare inner tube in here. So that can be stored and put away for later use. To begin the assembly of the scooter, I'm simply going to lift up this column here. It's going to snap into place, and I'm able to push this little lever, and it's going to click and lock. The next step is to assemble the handlebars. I'm going to take the wires and fold them down into the column and just press that down until they're out of the way. And then I can press the rest of this into position like this, and all 6 of these go right here. 4 total on the sides, and then here on the front there are also 2. So make sure you have all of those installed. Let's take a look at the display real quick. There is a plastic sheet that I can pull off here, a protective cover. There we go. Now, let me go ahead and hold down the power button for 2 to 3 seconds. It's going to turn the display on. Now, as far as the controls go, first we've got a bell up here. You can pull the brakes to access the brakes up here in the front. That also turns on a brake light here in the back, as you can see. I can also press right here, and you'll see it also turns on the brake. This does have blinker signals, so if I press right here, you can see that it's got a turn signal. To turn that off, I just press it once again. Over here is a clip, and then the throttle is over here on this side. We won't press that until we're actually ready to ride. Moving down the center shaft here, you can see where the hinge is to be able to fold this for easy storage or transport. We'll try that here in a moment. You can see the wheel does have fenders on it, and there is a shock which only has about 2 inches of travel there. There is a kickstand on this side, and if we move over here, you can see that it has double or dual rear suspension. We will give those a try for sure. Now I'm noticing that the rear fender is a little bit wobbly, so don't want to pick things up with that, but at least it's got one to keep debris from getting kicked up onto you. Over here is the charging port. So a little stopper is removed there, and that's where you will be charging. We're going to charge this before the first ride to make sure that it is good to go. Now there is also a rubberized footbed down here, and that should be able to hold on to our shoe and prevent it from slipping off. In order to release the steering column, I'm going to pull up on this button, open up this clasp, and let the hinge fold down, and that will allow us to click this shaft into position here. And let's see how well that will allow us to carry this by the handle. The clip on the handlebars is what's going to attach into that rear fender, and let's see if I can then pick this up by way of that handle. Yeah, not too bad. It's a little bit awkward, but I think it's going to do well. Now, before riding this scooter, I want to charge it up to 100%. So I'm going to get the charger out here, plug it up to the wall. I'm going to pull the little rubber stopper and then attach this in here. Now, the light on the charging brick here goes from green to red, which means whenever it's fully charged, it should be back to green. I finished charging the scooter and then took it on vacation with me, and in 2 days I put 33 miles on this scooter. I have to say this was extremely fun to drive around the big city in. Let's start off by talking about the display. I'm going to hold down the power button until it turns on. As you can see, 33 miles here. Now, I noticed that the display is bright enough that you can see even in a bright sunny day, so very nice to see. It starts off with this little walk mode right here, and you can see full batteries. If I double tap the power button, it's going to move up to echo mode, the regular D, and then the S stands for sport mode, and that's your fastest. If I triple click, it changes from miles per hour to kilometers. And you can go back by triple clicking again. Now if I single click, it will beep and it'll turn on the light icon. And if I bring you around here, you can see that the headlight is turned on. Now at first it wasn't pointing in a good direction, but I realized you can adjust that to better point to the ground. It also has a tail light that turns on, as you can see, and if I hold the brake, it gets brighter. It does have a bell, which is loud enough to warn people that you're coming up behind them. The brakes are either here for the handle or here, and let me say they are touchy. You can almost throw yourself off with these brakes. However, when it comes to getting to a full stop, you're going to want to use the handle brake here instead of this brake right here. This one's more of just a slow down kind of a brake. Now, I did realize that the turn signals on here were just about pointless because your hand is covering up the grip here, and so when you turn the blinker on, you don't really see much of that. So I did put over 30 miles on this scooter, and it really was fun. So let's talk about the power of this scooter and its abilities to take off quickly from a stop. So when it comes to acceleration speed, it's pretty decent, much faster than a walk for sure. Now, being able to go up hills, it tackled a decent hill, but it did slow down significantly, of course, the further you went as well. So let me just show you real quick in the sport mode, the acceleration here. Now this gravel road is not the most ideal for scooter riding, but here we go. As you can see, the acceleration is nice. So I actually hit several bumps, especially going over railroad tracks, and having the shocks on front and back were fantastic. The only negative I have about this scooter is how sensitive the brakes are. Not because they are sensitive with gripping for friction, but because they affect the motor. So whenever you grab the brake, it seems to hold down the motor and it will really kick you forward. So if you're going down a pretty steep hill, let's say you're going 25 miles per hour and you grab that brake, it's going to lunge you forward real quick. So just keep that in mind. So as far as the speed goes, I managed to get this up to 27 miles per hour on a flat stretch, and about the same going downhill. I would not want to go any faster than that because it is it's a scooter, it's not a bicycle. So it will go fast though. Now if you hold down the throttle on a straight stretch for a couple of seconds consistently, it will kick in the cruise control and it will hold that speed. So it'll beep when that happens, so you know that you are in cruise control mode. I have found that the kickstand is a very good placement and seems to hold the scooter up well. Now there are two things that I don't really care much for on this scooter, and that's the way it folds and carries. So in order to fold this, I simply hold up this handle, and this will fold down like this. Now there is a clip over here which attaches into the back fender, and so that's how you carry it, like that. And it's kind of prone to slip off, and you can bust a foot up if you're not careful. So one thing that I think they've done to counter that is up here you can actually push this down and it will kind of lock things in. I'm not sure if it was really designed for that, but it certainly does do it. So now if this for some reason tries to come loose, it's not going to fall all the way. It'll catch on that clip. But I just think the offset design is a little bit awkward to have over here. And you have to kind of carry it. You have to find the point here where it's balanced, and then you can carry it. It's just a little bit awkward. So, and then whenever you go to put it back up, you have to push the handle down, pull that out of the way, and then clip it back in. It's just a little bit awkward, I have found. As far as the shocks go, I weigh 220 pounds. And so whenever I press down here, you can see I get some movement on those shocks just holding me, but I still have at least an inch of travel with my weight on the front shocks. And as far as the back ones go, they are much more firm, and so you don't quite have the same movement, but definitely nice to have those because I hit some pretty serious bumps. Now as far as foot placement goes, there was enough room on here that I could have both of my feet up here, and it was comfortable enough. I don't know if I'll be able to accurately show how touchy these brakes are on this hill, but let me drive down here and drive back, and I'll push the brakes right here and see if I get that jolt. Nah, not too bad here on the gravel and going uphill, but just keep in mind that it can be pretty touchy. So I mentioned earlier that the blinkers weren't very practical. So if I turn this one on, you can see that it's showing up there. One thing I've noticed is that those rubber stoppers can also move around, and it wouldn't do much good to have it up there so you couldn't see it at all. So anyway, the blinkers are a fun touch, just not very practical. After putting 33 miles on this scooter, I have to say it was tons of fun, especially in the bigger city. I will have links to this in the description down below if you want to check out more information, but I will say that I have really enjoyed it and think you will as well. I'm Seth with Land House, and I will see you in the next video.